Hello guys, welcome to your daily December download. Today I'm just going to be talking about my ranking system because I don't think I've ever really done that or explained myself or given examples of what defines what. So I'm just going to quickly go through that. Well, I don't know how long this video is going to be, hopefully it's quickly. And just explain myself so we're all on the same page when I give something a number ranking in the future. Alright, so let's start from 1 out of 10. For video games, I don't really have an example of 1 out of 10. I never finished or even decided to touch a game that I would consider a 1 out of 10. But obviously a 1 out of 10 would mean absolute dog shit. No redeeming qualities. Nothing. Nothing about it that I can find any joy or love in. I have a few anime that I've given a 1 out of 10 to. I think School Days, I give that like I don't give even a lot of anime 1 out of 10. I barely give 1 out of 10s because I think everything has like at least some value, some way, shape, or form. So just know when I give a 1 out of 10, that's rare. I almost never give 1 out of 10s. A 2 out of 10, now we can get back to video games, since I know you guys mostly care about that, would be something like Godfall. I played it on stream in my 24-hour stream for about, so you could actually look up my reaction to it. I played it for about like 20-30 minutes, and I was like, oh, this is just worse God of War everything. Like, this is not fun. Like, it wasn't fun. It was a ripoff. It was uninspired. Everything was about that game was not enjoyable for me. I think the movement felt kinda nice, and that was about it. So I gave it a 2 out of 10. It wasn't like the worst thing ever. It was just painfully derivative of a bunch of other things, and I was like, oh, this sucks. Example, so 2 out of 10, 1 out of 10 is worst thing ever, 2 out of 10 is the worst thing ever with some redeeming qualities. So let's get that out of way. 3 out of 10, now this is something this is very bad. This is what I consider very bad. And what I consider very bad is usually when I'm just really fucking bored. Like, I know boredom is a sin and, like, that should, like, go to the 1 out of 10, 2 out of 10s. I think it means I can enjoy a 3 out of 10 less than a 1 or 2 out of 10, but a 3 out of 10 is just something that is really painfully boring. For examples, something like Shadow the Hedgehog or the patched version of Cyberpunk before 2.0, where I was just so fucking bored throughout the entirety of those experiences, and I was trying to find fun, and I could not find it. It is a very soul-sucking, boring experience. Alright? That's what a 3 out of 10 is. Boring. Usually, if I'm giving a 3 out of 10, it just means I'm bored. A 4 out of 10 is bad. Just bad. Like, you know, like, it's not the worst on the bad scale, but it's when we're the first step into me thinking pure negative. Like, I'm leaning 60% negative on this game, basically. Like, a perfect example of 4 out of 10s is Amazing Spider-Man 2, Sonic 06, Sonic Omens, Sonic 4. These are 4 out of 10s. These are mostly bad experiences. There's maybe some redeeming qualities here and there. There's things that I can, or maybe I get a baseline of enjoyment out of some things within the product, but overall, it is a bad thing. It's when I would think about it and go like, that's bad. Like, not, oh, you know, it's mediocre. No. This is a step below mediocre. People call mediocre bad all the time. Mediocre is not a 4 out of 3 out of 10. Mediocre is a 5, which is what we're getting to next. 5 out of 10s. Now this is where it gets controversial. My 5 out of 10s are things like Sonic CD, Crash 4, Sonic Forces, the Sonic Colors Ultimate remasters, and Chain of Memories. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Those are 5 out of 10s for me. Those are meh. They're mediocre. They're middle of the road. I have no... It's like, I find them generally unfun, but, like, I don't have any, like, strong positive or negative feelings towards them. I may, like, be able to complain a lot about them. They're a 5 out of 10. There's a lot to complain about. But overall, I'm not passionate about any of these games. I'm not passionately negative. I'm just mid. Like, they're not even mid. It's mediocre, middle of the road. Very kind of it's like boring. Obviously, there's some redeeming qualities. Like for Chain of Memories, I don't like the gameplay at all, but I actually get pretty invested in the story. Sonic Colors Ultimate has a good game under there. It's just a bad remaster. Sonic CD has amazing music and art style and style in general. It's like, so there's some positive redeeming qualities to these games, but I just think they're middle of the road. I don't have any like strong feelings about it besides maybe wanting to like them more. So that's where we're landing there. 6 out of 10s. This is controversial. I think 6 out of 10 is a positive score. If 5 out of 10 is the middle, like that's average, and like everything below it is bad, then that means everything above a 5 is good. And what I consider a 6 out of 10, it means it's okay. Example of a 6 out of 10 is Dream Drop Distance, the original God of War, Mega Man 2, the new Super Mario Brothers games, you know, things like that. 6 out of 10. It's okay. It's okay. I don't like rock with it heavily, but like I can see someone enjoying it far more than me. But it's not, it's like, and I probably will never replay this game ever again, unless prompted to or for nostalgia's sake. But it's okay. Like if I had to play it, I wouldn't like cry and shit my pants. But like, I'm probably not gonna sit through a full playthrough by myself. It would have to be for a reason. And now we get to 7 out of 10, which is a baseline good. It means that it's good. I know for some people, 7 out of 10 is a C, and a C is average. You're stupid. That's not how math works. School ruins your brain. 7 out of 10 is a good score. I give a lot of things 7 out of 10s. I probably give 7 out of 10s out more than like any other ranking than I've ever given, because that most things fall within the 7 to 5 range in terms of quality, in my opinion. I think the average thing is like anywhere between a 7 to a 5 out of 10. So I probably give out a lot of 7s because I try to get things that are good. Like 7 out of 10s are like SA2, Unleash. I played through Call of Duty Modern Warfare recently. For other Sonic games that are 7s, like Team Sonic Racing, Black Knight, Lost World. It's like these are solid games that I consider good. Good games. Oh yeah, like the also like Ratchet and Clank, the 2016 remake. These are good games. They're not blowing me away in any way, shape, or form, but I enjoy my time with them when I'm there, and I think that's perfectly fine. They're good, solid games that have some issues that take away from them being great. And I think so 7 is a good score for me. If I give a game that you like a 7 out of 10, that is not me crapping on the game. Me saying it's good. It's just not amazing. Now, 8 out of 10s. This is when we're getting into... This is very good. Like, this is a level above good. This is when we're getting into... Ooh, there's like... This is easy recommends. Like, I can recommend an 8 out of 10 any day of the week. For example, let me recommend you some 8 out of 10s. God of War 3, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Mario Odyssey, Spark the Electric Gesture 2, Doom 2016, Infamous, Uncharted 3, Sonic Advance 2, Sonic Colors, Rayman Legends, Yakuza Kiwami. You know, it's like there's a lot of 8 out of 10s I can just easily recommend off the top of my head, just like that, because these are easily recommends. 7s are a little bit more tentative. They're a little bit more like they're good, but like I don't know if I can recommend this to everybody. You have to be a very specific type of person. But with 8 out of 10s, easy recommends. You might not like it as much as me, you might like it more than me, but there's something that I could certifiably say in my brain, yeah, no, this was a good game, and I had a great time with it. And while it's not perfect, obviously, it's a really good game, and I could probably replay any of my 8 out of 10s anytime. This is when we're start getting into the replayability categories, because 8 out of 10s, I replay those. 7s, I might replay some of those depending on how I feel about them, or maybe I replayed them enough and I'm gone, but 8 out of 10s, I can replay them like anytime. Like, well, not anytime, but like replaying them is not out of the question. I've replayed most of the games on my 8 out of 10 list at least more than like once. The only one I think I haven't like replayed is Yakuza Kiwami. That's about it. Everything else I've touched more than once. Next is my 9s. See, this is very obvious. Obviously, 9s are a very good score. For me, 9s are almost perfect. Almost perfect. Because I know there's no such thing as actual perfection, but shut up. This is perfect to me. These scores are subjective, obviously. 9 out of 10s are very much like my Sonic Manias, God of War, Rayman Origins, you know, Uncharted 4, like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, all that, like Ace Attorney 1 and 2, Last of Us. These are games that maybe have like 1 or 2 things that knock it down from being like a 10. Like, for example, God of War, just cut out some of the filler. And I think that it takes a little too long for the combat to elevate itself a little bit. And I think on harder difficulties, it's not balanced correctly in some areas where things are supposed to be kind of easy, but like they're like weirdly balanced. And the camera's too close. See, little things. These are nitpicks. These are things that I have to think about to come up with a nitpick, and they take away from my enjoyment just enough for me not to give it like a 10 out of 10. And that's what comes up. But I enjoy most of it. It's just not what I would consider perfect. It's like, I wouldn't say like it shapes or my perception of video games to that intense of a degree, or it doesn't affect me emotionally. These are the almost perfects. You almost made it. You were so fucking good, but there's just little things that maybe there's a reason I can't consider you one of the best. Unless you're Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers barely makes it into the 9 out of 10s. It is riding that line. It should be in the 8s. It shouldn't even be in the 8s. It should be in the 7s. But like, I like this game a lot. You know, it works for me. But like, it doesn't deserve to be here. I'm gonna be so for real. And then we got my coveted 10 out of 10s, which I don't have that many of. But like, I made my tier list a while ago, so you should know some of them. You know, KH1 and 2, all 3 Spider-Man Insomniac games, Baldur's Gate 3, Ace Attorney 3, Persona, Sonic Generations. These are my GOATs. These are the coveted. It takes a lot to get here. I only have 10 out of 10s. And mind, I haven't been playing games like rapidly like a lot of people in their lives. Like, that's why my like gaming repertoire is so small. But it takes a lot to get here. And before I started playing games again, I would say like only 2 of these games were like 10 out of 10s. I think the only games I gave like 10 out of 10s was like Gen's Sonic 3 and Ace Attorney 3 were the only games I gave 10 out of 10s to. It's like until like, you know, I started getting back into video games, and then like my 10 out of 10 list grew. But it is these are thing, like I was explaining the 9 out of 10s. My 9 out of 10s are kind of like explain my 10 out of 10s, because that's what a 9 out of 10 is. It's like you almost made it into the cool kids club, which these are games that define who I am as a gamer, in my opinion, to such an intense degree that like these are what I compare games to. When I play an RPG in the future, I'm going to be comparing it to Baldur's Gate 3 and Persona 5 Royal. When I play a superhero game in the future, I'm comparing them to the Spider-Man games. When I play Sonic, I'm comparing them to Gens and 3 and K. When I play action RPGs, I compare them to Kingdom Hearts. When I play visual novels, I compare them to Ace Attorney. These are the games that define who I am, or what I look for in games, and everything that I come across gets compared to these 10 games. And if you do something as well as them, or maybe even better, welcome to the 10 out of 10 club. So yeah, that's just me explaining my rating system. It's not super complicated. I'm not like a complicated guy when it comes to ratings. I actually care about number ratings. I know a lot of reviewers just kind of drop the numbers because like, oh, you only care about the numbers. Well, I think that if you explain what your number score means, I think it can clear up a lot of confusion. Again, there's a lot of people who feel that a 7 out of 10 is not a very good score, or a 6 out of 10 is a not very good score. I consider a 6 to be serviceable. It's an okay game. It is not a bad game. It's just okay. And that's nothing wrong with being okay. There's a lot of games that are just okay that I like still enjoy to a certain degree, but you know, some people see that as a D and like, oh, it's below average. And it's like, no, the average is a 5 out of 10. What do you think the rest of the numbers are for? All right, that's it. Just a short video today. I might record another one because I have some finals tests tomorrow. So I might record something quick after this. See y'all tomorrow.